Hello everyone. Today we have with us Chidroop. Chidroop has recently completed his graduation in computer science from RV College of Engineering, Bangalore, and would be soon joining Walmart Labs India as a software engineer. He has even won several tech competitions and hackathons at both national and global levels. The most recent one being Microsoft Code Fundu 2020 and Walmart Spark Hackathon. He has even contributed to his team's win at the Imagine Cup World Finals 2018. So, welcome to Dhruv. We are so glad to have you here.
Yeah, hey Anushka, glad to be here.
Okay, so like as I just said, that you have participated and even won in several competitions and hackathons. So when we just go to any hackathon or any event, our major aim is to build a tech-based solution which can solve a problem. So what actually motivates you to do this, like to build tech-based solutions for problems?
Yeah, since I was a child, I used to love building a product, coming up with ideas, trying to solve problems, help people, and technology was one way to do that. Generally in a hackathon, if you see, you're kind of either given a problem statement or you need to solve something, you need to build something, which will either help someone or has some kind of business value to it or something like that. So this is a very enticing and exciting experience for anybody. So you start afresh. You can think of your own idea. Uh, you um, you basically start off by thinking, okay, how can I build something? How can I help someone? Is there a need for something? And how can technology solve this? So that's the path where you get started off with. And from there, you conceptualize your idea, you build it, and then you present it at the hackathon. So basically, this is what the general flow of a hackathon goes. And this is very exciting as you get to build your own thing. You get to build your own concept. You get to understand the customer, understand the end user who's using your product. And this gives key insights. And putting all that together is what makes a victory at a great hackathon.
All right. And that's so good. Like, even I can relate to this. Like, how can such a thing motivate a person to participate and even win a hackathon? All right. So, what actually most of the people think about hackathons is that hackathon is just about sitting and coding for around 24 hours or 48 hours straight. So, what do you think about this? Like, is it actually just coding or a lot more than this? And like, what are the key takeaways of participating in a hackathon? Yeah.
So let me get that. So I think that's a kind of a misconception. It's not. Yes, coding is of course a significant amount. I mean, you're building your solution. That is definitely of course a very significant amount of chunk of building a great product. But at the end of the day, it's not just about writing code or something like that. The most important thing, at least in my experience, when it comes to hackathons, is related. How well your idea is thought about, and does it really solve a problem, and how does it solve this problem. So these are the four things, the basic criteria in which your entire hackathon journey or success is built upon. Yes, it's how good your idea is. The second thing is how good you are with technology, how good you can apply that technology to solve that idea in the best way possible. And of course, in any hackathon, it's just not about coding, it's about how you present it as well. So um, in a general time frame. So it's very difficult. It's very different than a hackathon. You are pushed under a lot of pressure and circumstance where you have a very limited amount of time and you need to get your idea out there in a very understandable, easy, comprehensible manner. So that is what is more important. So even the presentation, which the way you present your idea is very key. Almost, I would say, 30 to 40% of your weightage or your success can be attributed to that fact.
So right, like there's several other things which are important and which are like are the key takeaway from a hackathon. Like it's not just the hard skills that you learn and implement, but even your soft skills like
Exactly.
communication and teamwork. Okay. So now, like
Very
coming to the fact that you have won so many hackathons and competitions. So let's talk about them. So you won the Microsoft, your team won the Microsoft Imagine Cup World Finals. And to those who do not know about this, so Imagine Cup is one of the most prestigious competitions for young innovators and aspiring entrepreneurs. And it is conducted by Microsoft in several stages. So roughly there are three major stages. The firstly, which is shortlisting of projects. So this is done in different parts of the country, like from every region, around 32 teams are selected for the next round. And the second round is the national finals, where all these teams, which come from different regions of the country, are like compete with each other. And after that, only 4 teams reach the finals. And the third stage, which is the world finals. So here we have teams from all over the world, like from different countries, 4 or 5 from different countries, and then they compete to win the final thing. So your team won the Big Data Award, like it was placed first in the Big Data Award of this competition. So how did your team prepare for the entire competition, and what were the challenges you faced?
So coming to that, so it wasn't the first time we entered and we won. It's not that easy. So we had entered into the Imagine Cup into the 2017 as well. We made it to the national finals. That is all the way to the India stage where we went to Delhi and presented. And we had an idea and we formulated that. We built a product around that. We made a solution, a prototype of a solution, and uh, once we reached the India finals, we realized, okay, there is a lot more than just, as I said, just coding a product. It's so much to do with the business model, so much to do with all the presentation and the things linked around the thing as well. So as you well said, the competition has multiple stages. So then we weren't placed first or second in the Indian national finals in 2017. So we got started a year before. So right after then, we got started for 2018. So we spent almost a year. We conceptualized on a great idea. We thought about how it would impact the end user, how much change can it make, and all of these things. So once that was done, yes, we went to the international finals, where this time we took all our experiences from the previous time, all the things that we learned, and we had a solid presentation, solid idea, and the use case, the idea that we were trying to solve was very good. So from there, we then, I mean, we couldn't believe it, but we made it to the World Finals, where around 30 teams were called to Seattle. So we were awestruck just on the fact that, okay, we made it to the World Finals. This is great. So we were pretty content with that. But when we reached the World Finals, it was a daunting task in itself. So you have people from Harvard, you have people from Stanford, you have people from Princeton, you have teams from all over the country, all over the world actually. And it was pretty daunting initially when we saw it can happen and things like that. But the key thing that you need to think about is stick to your idea, make a beautiful presentation, and deliver it well. So we practiced and followed through on the same thing, and eventually we did. We ended up winning the first place for the big data category in the National Cup finals. So it was a huge journey in itself, and it was very exciting.
Okay, and that's really good. Like as you said that you prepared and your team reached the national finals in the previous year, but since you did not clear, so
Yes.
next year you just started on right from the moment and you were prepared with everything, and that's very good. Okay, so moving on to the next event. So your team was even placed first in the Microsoft Code Fundu 2020. So this competition, actually there's a challenge which all the teams have to solve for and then deploy it on Microsoft Azure. So the challenge of this year was to demonstrate how Azure blockchain could be used for making elections and polls more secure and transparent. So Chidru, what was your team's journey of winning this competition?
Yes. So I would like to say Code Fund is a slightly different competition compared to other hackathons where compared to this Imagine Cup. Imagine Cup is a very open platform where you get to create anything that you want. Uh, but in Code Fund, it is restricted to a theme. So as you said, it was using blockchain and it had to be used in terms of elections. Because it was at the time of the Indian elections and how blockchain can help the elections was basically the theme that we had to go through. And again, coming to Code Fund, it's run in India for I think the top 20 or top 25 colleges, or maybe all the IITs and NITs and all these colleges. So when this happened again, so the first thing that happens is you need to present at a college level, and there'll be one team from each college which gets then selected to the national level. Where like so basically, if there are 20 colleges, there'll be like 20 teams selected for the national finals. So this is what it was. So it was initially daunting because, as I said, blockchain is not something very easily understood. First thing, and applying it and using Azure at the same time, all created much more complexities. But we had a solid idea again, and we had a vision of how we wanted to use blockchain in the for helping Indian democracy. So we went forward with that, and we went to the national finals. And in the national finals again, we kind of polished our idea, polished our presentation, and the amount of Azure we used, the technologies that we used, and the technology stack that we used was probably the main reason why we were able to, get secure the first place India wide for Code Fund. So very fun competition. I think that we should try it out. It's definitely a very fun competition.
Okay. Well, that's really good. And like blockchain, as you said, is an entirely new concept. And like using that and implementing things on that. So I'm sure like it would have been a great learning experience for you as well. And
Exactly. Yes.
now moving on to the next event. So which was Walmart Spark Plug Hackathon. So again, this is a national level hackathon and which is conducted by Walmart. But in this competition, there are actually 5 major problem statements which the teams have to work upon. Like they have to choose any one of them and just work on it. And there's several internal elimination rounds. And ultimately, you have 5 teams at the end, like in the finals. So Chadroop's team was a runner-up in this event. So what was the solution you built on? Like what was the problem statement you were working and what was the solution and what was the entire journey?
Exactly. So we were actually pretty. I'll just go to the beginning. So we were actually pretty bummed out that we weren't going to work, and the pandemic started, and all of this happened, right? So, but yeah, Walmart Sparkplug was a gentle surprise. So we were like, okay, fine, we can work on. We have a lot of time. We're stuck at home, so we might as well build something. So that was the initial idea of getting into the Walmart Sparkplug hackathon. And a lot of teams, it was a very open hackathon, so a lot of teams were able to submit to this. And so what happened was our problem statement, we picked one problem statement where we had to create a navigation experience inside of a Walmart store. And we needed to use AR and VR to do so. So what we ended up doing was we built an AR-based navigation application where just by holding your phone, and it's extremely smart. It figures out what you need to pick in what order. Like suppose you program your card to pick up a lot of things, and of course the order also matters. Taking into all of that consideration, it navigates you through the entire store with AR, and it also uses AI and ML to figure out, like, let's say you're trying to make one recipe. If you've missed out something, it will probably suggest what you probably missed out and all those things as well. So combining all that, making this into one package along with some kind of a store traffic analysis and trying to figure out what parts of the store are most used compared to what parts of the store are not used, so it can help in redecorating the store, rearranging the store. Putting all this together, we created a solution for Walmart Spark.
Okay, and that's so inspiring. Like you just started working on new things, and like amidst pandemic, it was really difficult, like to grasp up new things. But even then, your team like built up a solution, and you even won. Like your team even won like second position. So that's really good, and thank you for sharing your experience. Okay,
Yeah,
so
sure.
this brings me to the last question, which is a piece of advice you'd like to give for acing hackathons.
Yeah. So as I would say, when these are three major hackathons, apart from which we are running multiple other hacks as well across the country. So I think the main key thing is you can broadly classify it into first thing, get into going into hackathons. Don't be scared. So we started going to hackathons straight from year one of my engineering, like first year. So don't be scared that you don't know a technology. I don't know a language. Don't let those barriers, affect you. It's okay. Just go there, sit, take in the environment, and that's more than what is required. That I think getting started. A lot of people feel I can't go to hackathon because I don't know this language. I can't build a complete product or something like that. Don't let that barrier come the way. So go there. And even if you, I would say, even if you don't have an idea, go get into the hackathon. You will at least start learning to ideate. A lot of people again think, I don't have an idea, let me not participate. So that's the main barrier to entry. So once that is completed, uh, I would say a success in a hack doesn't come immediately. You need to learn a few things, and you learn a lot of things while you participate in a lot of hackathons. So a few things that is key to winning a hackathon is think about the product you're building and the idea you create. So that's the first thing. Second thing, think about the customer who's going to use it and what kind of a user experience you want to get. Think of a good UI and UX. Don't think only in terms of the backend technology or just stack or just AI. And fine, you can use modern technologies, but its counterpart where the UI or UX which is presented to the customer has to be beautiful. So that's one very, very important thing you have to hackathon. And the next thing that you need to think about is what is my business model if it's required in that hackathon at least. How is this, is it feasible? So don't think of a solution which is not feasible at all. Like then you won't win the hack. That's definitely not happening. So is it feasible? How can it be implemented? All of these things. And finally, one of the most important key thing is how you present it. So initially, yes, I will agree. Right off the bat, your first presentation might not go great, but the more hackathons you attend, the better and the more confident that you get. You have a better understanding of how these competitions roll out. And finally, the other thing is don't be scared to try out new technologies. Don't be inclined to stick to one technology, stick to something that you already know. Make every hackathon a learning experience. As I just told you, first when we went to Imagine Cup, we learned a lot about AI and ML. The next, when we went to Code Fund, we learned completely about blockchain. And when it was Walmart Spark, we went in AR and VR. It's all different domains. There's no cross cutting at all. But pick up a new skill every hack that you go. So the fifth hackathon that you go, you can put in 4 or you can put in 3 skills that you learned before and make your product much better. That's what is going to help you a lot of hacking.
Okay, and that's really good. Like even I agree to what all you said, that acing hackathons is actually an evolutionary process. You learn step by step and then you move on. The only thing is that we should not stop, like just not leave it. It should be a part of our college life, like right from the beginning. And that's so good. So this brings me to the end of this conversation. So thank you so much, Dhruv, for taking time and sharing your experiences and journey of acing hackathons. And to all the viewers out there, we hope that these tips help you ace your upcoming events and hackathons. And thank you so much for watching this.